Welcome back everybody. In this video we are going to learn door and windows. Now to create a door and window we need to have a wall, right? We can't just put the wall without a wall. Yeah, so in this video I'm going to be trying creating a rough sketch of a 1-bedroom house. Now let's select with the wall command. I'm going to click on a wall command and now we have this basic wall 200 mm selected. I'm going to click on it and I'm going to select this generic wall 150 mm, and then we're going to modify this wall first. Let's click on edit type and let's click on edit structure. I'm going to just expand this dialog box and now we have the structure 1. I'm going to change the dimension for that, so we're going to give it, let's just say that's going to be a brick wall, so we can just give 9-inch, and then I'm gonna select a brick material from here. So let's click here and then select common brick, click OK, and that's going to be our wall. I'm gonna click OK, I'm gonna click OK, and now we have this basic wall 150 mm. Now let's start by a rough sketch. Now we're gonna start from any arbitrary point, because wherever you click that becomes your x and y axis becomes 0 over there, so that's coordinate system becomes 0 there. I'm gonna start from here. I'm gonna take my cursor up and instead of clicking I'm actually going to type 30 feet, press enter, and now our wall is exactly 30 feet. Now I'm gonna take my cursor to the right and I'm not gonna click, but instead I'm gonna type the dimension. Now we type here 30 feet as well. If you want to type this single quotation to represent a feet, you can, because if you want to type inches as well, so you have to give a space and then let's just say 9 here and then type double quotation. That will take as 30 feet 9 inch, but I'm going to undo, so Control Z. Let's get out from the command and we're going to start our wall command again. Now here we have talked about location line, so I want to keep that at wall center. All right, and I'm going to start from here and now we're going to give 30 feet as well, and then we can come down, click, and then click. So that's kind of area that we can work with our house. That's going to be single, just a rough sketch of our house. Now with that I'm going to start a rough wall from here and I'm going to create a room here. Let's just create a room and then I'm going to create another room. This is just a rough sketch. I'm going to show you that how you can change the dimension later on. Alright, so now we can create a kitchen. That's going to be a kitchen and that's going to be a toilet. This is just a 1-bedroom unit. Now we have the door at the front here as well, and I'm going to click on modify to get out from that. Now if I want to take the precision right here, so as you can see that we once we click on that we get this dimension. So we can see that over this wall is about 13 feet 7.5 inch away from this wall. So let's say I want to select this wall and this is 7 feet 6 inch. Now what I can do, I can actually just click on it and I can move this wall according to the precision I have is 8 feet and 10 inch. But before that, what I can do, I can click on this wall and I want to make this 8 feet. That's going to be 8 feet exactly. And now we know that the area from here is 8 feet. So if I click on this wall, now we're getting 8 feet 4.5 inch. Now if I want to make this as 16 feet, they're gonna give here 8 feet. But what I want to do here, because 8 feet is there, so I want to make that room 20 feet. So let's just click here and then 8 plus 4, that's going to be 12. Let's click on that. And now we can see that we have 12 feet here and then 8 feet here. That comes up to 20 feet. So that's just a rough sketch of 1-bedroom house. I know it's a bit just a straightforward, not very fancy, but just to demonstrate that how we use door and window and components and then the wall command as well. Now we have this done. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna use the door command. So we're gonna click on the door, and as with vault command, we can select what kind of door we want to put in. So if we click on this, you get like different kind of doors here. Right now we can have only one door, but there are other families that I can load in by clicking on this load family button. So let's say if I click on load family button, I get to browse to the family, and I'm gonna just go to US Imperials. And when you install a Revit, you will by default Revit has the libraries. So if you go to US Imperial, let me show you the proper path as well. So we want to go to program data, Autodesk RVT 2017, and it depends what version of Revit you have. If it's 2016 or 15, then you will say 2015 here, and then go to libraries and then US Imperial. And here we have the options for door. This is a folder, and there you go. We have a multiple doors here. We can load them in. Now for this small 1-bedroom unit, I would just keep the same door. Okay, so we'll learn about how to load families and create families in the later in the course, but I just wanted to show you guys that you can load different families here. Now once I select that door, I get some properties about it. So still height, frame type, material, finish, and if you have any image data, you can add an image data as well. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna change the head height. So let's just select that, and I'm gonna give it 7 feet. Okay, the thing is that we need to duplicate this family. If we click on edit type, and I'm gonna duplicate it, I'm gonna name it my door, and now we can add height here. Let's just give a height of 7 feet, and then all of these options, which is like dimension of making this door. So we just change the height for now. You can change the material. So if you click on this button here, you get to choose the material. We'll talk about this later when we learn how to create our own families. Now let's just click OK. Now we have selected that door there, and you take your cursor on the wall, and as you can see, it's trying to create a door, and it's trying to snap as well. So what I want to do, I want to just zoom in, and I want to take my cursor to this side of the wall, and then once I click here, and it will draw a door for me there. Now after I draw a door, maybe I decide that I want to open this door outside this room. So what I can do, there are 2 toggles on here. So if I click on this toggle, it will mirror that object, and then if I click here, it will mirror that as well. So you pay attention to these toggles, they're very useful. Now what I want to do, I want to get out from the command by pressing twice escape. So let's select and delete the door. And now this wasn't the right place to put the door, because once we open the door, and it's going to cover a lot of area. So instead I'm going to drop a door here on the corner whenever a room starts. So let's select the door, and here I'm going to make sure that I select this my door, not the my single flush. And then I'm going to take my cursor here, and let's just draw a draft door, and then I want to mirror this, and we'll click on this toggle, and then I want to give you see this area here, so we can modify that as well. I'm just going to click on modify tool to get out from the command, and let's select the door. And now here it's telling me this is 2 feet 3 inch, and we have the distance of this door to this wall, which is 9 feet 9 inch. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm actually going to select this, and let's see what happens. If I give it 1 feet, and as you can see, it's going to bring it down. Now I'm going to change this to, let's just undo. Okay, and if I select the door, I get this modify panel on the top on the ribbon. So we have so many commands here which we are going to discuss in details in the later videos, but I will just quickly show you this move command. I'm going to click on it, and now because I've selected the door already, that's going to get applied on this door. But if you just go to modify command, then if you select the move command, then you have to select an object what you want to move. And I'm going to try snapping here, and I'm going to bring it down like that. Alright, so that looks much better now. And one more thing I want to mention here, if you select the door, you see this toggle on, and I can click on that, and this will move to the different points of your wall. So let's say I want to give a distance from this wall to this door. So we'll just click here and click here, and that will go to this line. And I'm going to click on this toggle, and that will come up to this point, this line. And now if I click here and I want to give a distance, like the precise distance from here, then I can give it, let's say 0 space 4.5. And now this is exactly away 4.5 inch away from this wall. So you did understand what I did. So every time you select an object, you have these dimensions which has the toggles. Now if you click on the toggles, let's say if I click on this toggle, this will go to this point of the wall, and then if I click it again, it will go to that side of the wall, and if I click it again, it will come in the center. So wherever you toggle on, that's where we're getting that dimension from. Now we got the door done, and now we need another door for this toilet. Now I don't want to use this door for this toilet because that's going to be like a really big door. And what I'm going to do, let's go ahead and select the door command again. We're going to select this door, and here we have a different dimensions for the door. Well, let's just select this door and click on edit type. But there is one catch here. If I added this type, it will automatically update the doors we have here on our plan, because we will edit this type, and if I've used this type of the door, that will be updated. So what I can do here, I'm just going to edit type, and I'm going to duplicate that again. So my small door, let's duplicate that. Now we have that door. Now we can change the height and width of that. So let's just select the thickness. That's what it is by default. We'll leave that a default, and we have this width here. So I'm just going to click on it to modify that. I want this door to be 2.5 feet. Enter. Now we have 2 feet 6 inches of the width of this door. Let's click OK, and now we are using my small door. Now take your cursor here and move your cursor somewhere here, and then click, and the door will be drawn. And now this door is smaller than this door. This door is 3.6 inch, I guess, and this is 2.6 inch because we modified that and we have created our own type of that default door. Now I don't want to make a door like this, so I will just mirror this by clicking on this toggle, and then after that we need to click on modify command and select that again. You could do that right away, but we get this arrow here so it looks a bit better. So I'm going to click on this toggle and make sure it snaps to this side of the wall, and then I'm going to click on this toggle and it snaps to the corner of the door. Now I can click here and I'm going to give it 0 space. So 0 is the feet, and whenever you type space and we go to the next unit, which is inches, so I'll type 4.5 inch, press enter, and now this door is exactly 4.5 inch away from this wall. Now we got the door done, and now I think it's time for us to add a window. So the window should be going here on this area, because on both sides we have different units, so we can't put any other window, or we can't put windows here because there's not going to be any open area here. So let's select the window command. Let's select the window command, and now same as the door and walls, we have the properties for that, and here we can select the type of the window we want to put in. I'm going to click here, and as you can see we have only one type of window right now, which is M fixed. Now we can load more families by clicking on this button and then going to US Imperial, and then down here we have windows. Select that, and you can see the preview of those windows here as well. So we have a bunch of windows to choose from. We will use these windows when we work on our actual project, but this is just a rough sketch to show you guys that how you can use these objects. Now I'm going to cancel out, and I'm going to select this window, and then we can click on edit type, and I want to make my own type of this window. Let's click on duplicate my window. Let's click OK, and we have the width, we have the window inset. So I would recommend that just leave these default. It's up to you. If you're an architect engineer and you are specifically want to change this, you can change this. For just the rough, if you are following along and you're learning Revit, like you never touched the Revit before, then I would recommend just leave them. You can just read these text and you will find out what are these dimensions for. What I'm going to do, I want to change the dimension of the width. Let's click on it, and I want to change this to, let's just say 6 or maybe 5 feet is fine. Enter. Now it's 5 feet there, right? We can change the height as well, so we can change the height to 5 feet as well. I'm gonna click OK, and now we have our own window done, which is my window. Now we can take our cursor somewhere here, and you can see that it's applying that window. Alright, the one more thing here, notice if I take my cursor closer to the upper wall, like the upper side of the wall, it will create a window like that. We need to look at it in 3D to see what kind of changes it make. But if I bring this down, then it will create a window like that, right? Well, I give you a tip here that this is just a glass. If you want to put the glass a little bit behind, that one's going to be your glass, but I want to just keep my glass at the front. Now I'm going to click, and this is going to be my window. Now I'm going to create another window here, something like that. And now let's just press escape once. We are still in a window command, so I can just change the dimension for them. But I'm going to, instead of just using these commands to change the dimension of them, I'm going to click on modify and then select. Now here we can see that we have this window about 4.4 inch, like 4 feet and 4 inch from the center of this wall. So I'm going to click on this toggle and click on this toggle again, and it will go to the end point, right? This is the end point of the wall, the outer side of the wall. And then I'm gonna click here and then click here again, and now you can see that if I change the dimension is coming from this point, so this wall from this corner, and then here I'm gonna click on this dimension again and again, and now we can change the dimension of this wall, so how far it's going to be from the wall. So I'm going to click here, and I want to keep that about, let's just say 3 feet. Press enter, and now we have the window moved to 3 feet from this line to this line. Now we can select this window now, and then I'm going to click on this toggle, and then I'm going to click on the toggle again. Oops. Okay, so we got this toggle, and then I'm gonna click on this toggle, and now we can just change the dimension here, so we can just say maybe 4 feet, and now you can see the window moved from this one to this one 4 feet. And then we can click on this toggle and this toggle. Okay, so it will go to the outer side of the wall, middle of the wall, and the inner of the wall. Alright, so we got our rough sketch done for 1 toilet, 1 bedroom, 2 windows. Now we need a main door for this. So let's go to the door command again, and we select one of the door from here, and then we can edit type. But I want to make two doors, like a double door outside. So what I can do, click on this load family button. We will find a door. Let's go to US Imperial, and we go to doors folder, and this is a curtain wall double, and I think this is going to be the door we need, like sliding door. Maybe, well, we'll just keep this sliding door here. That should be fine. We're gonna double click on it to load that, and now once you double click on it, you can choose what sizes of this family you want to load in. So we can see that we can select all of them, but if we change this to one of the particular height and width, then it will only load this door. But I'm gonna change this to all. I'm gonna load all of these dimensions for this family. Let's click OK, and now it's going to get upgraded to 2017 because this family was in Revit 2016. Now we have this double door class. Let's click on it. Now inside that, I'm gonna select that, make sure I select that, and then I'm going to click on edit type. And here we can see we have the width, we have the height for this door, we have like a trim width, trim projection, top trail, so you can pretty much modify your door. Now I'm gonna create a duplicate of this as well. So I'm gonna just say my double door. We can type any precise name, it's up to you. Let's click OK, click OK. Now we are using this my double door. Now take your cursor closer to this wall, and I want this door to open inside, so I will just move my cursor closer to the inner wall, and then I will just click, and there we go. So we got the door done. I'm gonna click on modify. Let's select the door again, and now I want this door to leave about, let's say, 3 feet from this wall. So I'm just gonna click on this toggle and then click on this toggle, and then we have the toggle on the right positions. I'm gonna click here and type 3 and then press enter, and now it's gonna move over the door from this corner of the wall to this line of the door. All right, now the last thing we can do here in this video is going to look at this in our 3D view. So if you go up there, we have this dog house icon. Let's click on that, and there we go. So we have the window, we have the door, and if I orbit by pressing shift key and pressing the mouse wheel, I can see I have the door inside as well. Now one more thing we want to do here. Let's go back to level 1 by clicking on level 1 in our project browser. Let's double click on that. Now I'm going to select everything, and then I'm going to click on selection filter. So in the selection panel we have the filter. I'm going to click on the filter, and I'm going to click on check none, because I only want to select the walls, not doors, not windows. I'm going to click apply and click OK. And now in the properties we can see that we have selected 7 objects of wall, and inside that, if we go to elevation south, now you can see that this wall are pretty tall. The height is going, it's all the way up. It seems like it's like a plaza or something, but it's a unit, right? So we need to make sure that we got this wall goes up to level 2, and then we can add a floor on the top of it. Now to do that, we'll go back to level 1, or we could do that there as well. And in the properties, you see this top constraint. Right now it is unconnected. So what I'm going to do, click on this drop down menu, and I want this to go up to level 2, and I'm going to click apply. And now we'll look at that in elevation, and now you can see that this unit is going, its height is going to about 13 feet and 1.1 inch. That's exactly not right, because I want this to be 10 feet on a height, or maybe 11 feet. So we click on this dimension, and then I'm going to type here 10 feet. Now as you can see, those wall actually following this level, they are actually attached to this. So if I move my level, the wall will move with it. So I'm going to click here, and I'm going to give it 12 feet, and then we will just go back to level 1, and then we can look at that one more time in 3D. Now we are looking our plan in 3D. In this video we have seen wall command, door, windows, how to load families, and to just quickly show you guys, we can add a roof as well. Let me say one thing, that it's not an actual project. This is just a small rough project to get you guys used to with roof, with door, wall, door, windows command. So let's click on roof, and then we can put the roof on level 2. So let's click on level 2, click on yes, and then I'm gonna click on this wall. Okay, so the reason why I can select the wall, because in the draw panel we have selected this pick wall option, which is a lot easier. I'm gonna click, and then click, and then click, and then we can click on this tick mark to apply that roof. Click on it. Let's look at our plan into 3D, and right now we can look at our plan. It's kind of a unit now, so we'll learn this roof and all those commands in details, but this is just a rough sketch to show you guys. And just quickly, just want to show you, if you look at the bottom here, we have this visual styles as well. If I click on this, I get this menu where I can change the visual style. So I want to see this in shaded, so let's click on shaded, and there we go. So we can look at this roof plan shaded. I'm gonna click on it and look at it in the realistic mode. Well, realistic mode is basically it will show you your materials as well. So we apply the brick material and we can see our walls will look like they're a brick. We don't have any material for our roof, that's why it just grayed out. It just looked like gray. Okay, so this is about it for this video, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.